And we are here. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Lopes Goes Last podcast. I, of course, am your host, Tyler Lopes. If you have not subscribed yet, please feel free to do so. Also, hit that bell icon so you never miss any one of my videos. Also, please like and share this video so that we can help the podcast grow. And please follow me on Facebook and Twitter. That's at Lopes Goes Last podcast on Facebook and at Lopes Goes Last on Twitter. So, another week, another podcast as per usual. I hope you guys have been enjoying the podcast as much as I have been in the last few weeks. I know it's been a little bit unorthodox, but this week, a little bit back to normal, a little bit back to kind of some normal stuff, some good stories to sink our teeth into. So, let's get started right away. First story I want to dive into today is an unfortunate one, and that is that Kevin Durant is hurt again. Now, obviously, he just came back from his most recent injury, and I think he only played 1 or 2 games with the Phoenix Suns. Looked pretty good. The team looked pretty good with him on the court, but he has since sprained his ankle, and doctors have said, at least I've seen it today, it could have been yesterday or the day before, but I saw it for the first time today, and today is Thursday, March 9th, as of time of recording, so whatever day it was, I just recently learned that Kevin Durant is probably going to miss the entirety of the regular season and also the start of the playoffs for the Phoenix Suns. Now, I don't think it's going to matter all that much as long as he's back for the second round of the playoffs. I think Phoenix would, I think Phoenix should be able to get past whoever their first round opponent would be at the bottom end of the Western Conference. Although, if they do stay around that 4 to 5 seed range, maybe something happens, especially if they face a team like Dallas or a team like Memphis, who has really, really good guard play. That's going to be difficult for CP3 at his age and his lesser defensive ability at this point in his career to keep up with on a consistent basis in a 7-game series. We will see, but either way, this is a huge blow for the Phoenix Suns. Huge blow for Kevin Durant, and the same reason why I did not want the Celtics to trade for Kevin Durant. I think that, a lot of people were wanting that Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant swap, and I just wasn't really a fan of it. I thought that it was really interesting, and certainly in the offseason, I was willing to kind of, at the very least, listen. I still didn't really necessarily want it, but I was, at the very least, willing to kind of see where they were going with it. And then just kind of see, obviously the ideal scenario would be to not trade Jaylen Brown and still get Kevin Durant, but, obviously that probably would never have happened, but, for me, I would say, it's the reason why I didn't want them to trade for him, especially during the trade deadline, because he's just been so injury prone the last few seasons. He's not been able to stay on the court consistently. Obviously, when he's on the floor, he is a top 5 player in the NBA. I don't even think that's really a question, but he doesn't stay on the court nearly as much as he should. He's getting up there in age, guys. He's not getting any younger. He's in his 30s already. It's only going to go downhill. He's not going to get any more athletic. He's not going to get any younger. He's not going to get any more of his bounce back. It's just not going to happen. That's the reality of age. So I think that the Phoenix Suns obviously they're ready to go all in, and trading for Kevin Durant is about as good as you can get for going all in, especially for a team that's right on the cusp of being one of the best teams in the NBA. If you have 1 or 2 more pieces around Devin Booker and CP3 and DeAndre Ayton. Now, obviously, Kevin Durant is in theory and on paper that missing piece. Now, I said before that I think Phoenix will make the 2 seed this season if all goes well. Well, obviously, not all has gotten well, so I would be shocked if that were to still happen, although, of course, you never know, but I don't think it's going to happen now, obviously, with Kevin Durant being out possibly for the rest of the regular season. And again, as I said, if they don't get up to that 3 or 2 seed, then they're probably going to struggle pretty mightily in the playoffs, especially if they're facing a team like Dallas or a team like Memphis, or whoever else, maybe Sacramento, just teams with really good guards, whether it's for the Kings, De'Aaron Fox, the Dallas Mavericks, Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. Obviously, the Grizzlies and Ja Morant, although we don't know what's happening with Ja Morant, although it looks like, he may be suspended for a couple of games. We'll get to that in a little bit. But, it's just going to be tough for Phoenix if Kevin Durant is not available for them. And so, again, feel bad. I do. I loved the move at the time. I think I gave it an A plus in my trade grades. I cannot remember. It was either an A or an A plus. It was one of the two. Very, very high grade because I think it was just a very shrewd, very brilliant move. And it's a move that tells your fans that you're ready to win a championship and ready to win now. And for Phoenix, who I don't think has won a championship in franchise history, unless I'm mistaken, at the very least, they have not won one in quite a while, if they have won them at all. This is going to tell them, hey, this is our time. We're ready. We're not waiting. We think this is a window that we can capitalize on, and we're ready to go now. And so I loved it, but obviously when you factor in injuries, things don't always go the way you plan. So I hope Kevin Durant gets back. I hope he gets a speedy recovery. He's one of my favorite players to watch in the NBA. He's been one of my favorite players to watch, really, in the history of basketball. When I did my top 5 of favorite players to watch all time, he probably would have been 6, 7, maybe 8, because he's just been phenomenal. I mean, he's just unbelievable. He's basically a 7-footer that can do everything a guard can, and you just don't see that very often. He's obviously one of the most elite shooters this game has ever seen at his size, or any size, really. So, again, feel kind of bad for the Phoenix Suns. Obviously, feel bad for Kevin Durant. I know he wants to win another championship before he retires, if anything, just to shut people up. In his mind anyway. So, feel bad for Kevin Durant, feel bad for the Suns, and I really hope that Kevin Durant will get back soon so that we can see what a fully healthy Phoenix Suns team, the way they're constructed right now, would look like in the playoffs.
Hey guys, me again. Thank you so much for watching one of my clips from the Lopes Goes Last podcast. These clips are so much fun to do. I absolutely love making them, and I absolutely love doing them. And this podcast is my baby. So I really want this thing to grow, and I really want it to succeed. So if you did like what you see, please subscribe. Also hit that bell notification so you never miss any one of my episodes or one of my clips like this one. And please do also like and share these videos with your friends and your family so that we can make this thing grow as fast as possible. And I wanted to thank you again so much. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a great rest of your day.